Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Raw Talk. Today I'm going to be going over some of the biggest lessons I've learned as an entrepreneur at 24 years old across my journey. As you guys know, I've had multiple businesses in the past. I got into business actually when I was around 16. A lot of them have gone horribly wrong. A few of them have gone very, very right. So it's all about the lessons you learn along the way and how to overcome and learn from those issues face on. Of course, this is Raw Talk. I haven't wrote a script. I've not got a script in front of me. This is just me freestyling the things that come into my brain. So if I miss some things out, of course, that's why. This is Raw Talk. But yeah, let's start off with this one, okay? One thing I learned from my years as an entrepreneur is try and avoid doing business with close friends as much as you possibly can. Just because someone's a really close friend of yours doesn't mean they're going to be an asset to your business. Most of the time, they're going to be a liability. I've started loads of businesses with close friends in my life, and we end up having like pretty difficult conversations where we kind of go at each other's throats. Things fall apart, especially if people aren't pulling their weight. And like it kind of just puts you in an awkward situation where you may face issues with someone that you've been best friends with your whole life just over certain things like money that we don't really want to bring into relationships. Of course, we want to see the brothers win, we want to see our friends win, but I mean, unless like they have skills that are like the polar opposite to you, like for example, say you're a sales guy and you work with a close friend that's really good at like tech, admin, that kind of thing, then of course like, yeah, your skill sets come together and they combine to be a top team. But I mean, if you're a sales guy and a content creator and your friend's also a sales guy and a content creator, you have to think, are we really going to be good working together when we both have the exact same skill sets? All in all, it's just going to end up arguing over money, arguing over splits, and it may damage some personal relationships. I've only had one business that I've started with a close friend that's gone really well, and that was Profit Pirates. So shout out Jack there for being a good business partner for me on that one. All of the other businesses I've started with friends I have kind of regretted. So yeah, that's kind of the first lesson, guys. Avoid working with friends as much as possible. I don't think it's a good idea. You want to work with people that have skill sets that you're not necessarily strong in, so you can combine your skills and create a brilliant dream team. I feel like that is the better way to build a team. Number two, I think people are always going to be your biggest problem in business. Dealing with humans is something you guys are going to have to just naturally pick up experience in as you go along in the business world. Humans are very, very difficult to deal with. Lots and lots of nine-figure entrepreneurs said the biggest problems they face is dealing with people. People are hard, and I think a lot of that just comes down to human nature. A lot of humans aren't really honest. They lie a lot, and they're very emotional, and chances are most humans aren't going to do exactly what you want them to do. So when it comes to managing people, managing emotions, yeah, I've learned a lot of lessons on that front. A lot of problems in my businesses have gone wrong because of my failure to manage people. And yeah, it's something I had to learn to do just over years of experience. In terms of overcoming problems that I've faced with humans, I feel like the best way to overcome them is just dealing with everybody differently. You have to think everyone's a different type of character, and once you learn the characteristics of a certain character, when it comes to dealing with them again, you know how to deal with each person differently. Sir Alex Ferguson, the greatest manager the Premier League's ever seen, I'm going to use him as a comparison because it's actually a perfect example. He used to deal with Wayne Rooney differently than he dealt with like the rest of the players in the squad. Alex Ferguson said himself when he used to talk badly about certain players in the Manchester United team about their performance, say at half time, they come in the dressing room and he says, "You played bad." By saying that to them, that would make them play even worse in the second half. If he said that to Wayne Rooney, if he went up to Wayne Rooney at half time and said, "You're playing bad," he would go out there and he'd act like he has a point to prove and he'd play even better. So when it comes to motivating humans, you do have to deal with each person like kind of differently, and you have to just kind of work out what kind of person they are and how to deal with them. My failure to do this in my younger years of business is it did bring me a lot of problems, and it's something I'm glad I learned over the years. Another big lesson I learned is that nobody really cares about you. I know a lot of people say it and it's something you've probably heard a lot, but it's something I want to reiterate. No one cares about you enough. Friends and family members you thought would be your biggest diehard supporters, when it comes to business, they're kind of going to ignore it. A lot of my close friends don't even like my reels and even comment on my YouTube videos, which I don't really care about because I don't expect it. When it comes to business, your biggest fans are going to be people that you've never met in real life, and your biggest haters are going to be people that you know personally or maybe even grew up with. It's just a game, it's how life goes. It's pretty common for humans to be jealous of each other. Yeah, it's pretty common for close friends, people you grew up with, to be jealous, to not support you as they thought you would. But like, you don't want to use that as an excuse. You don't want to start blaming other people for your own failures. Like, if things aren't going well, you don't want to just be picking on people and, oh, why aren't you sharing this? Why aren't you comment on this? Why aren't you liking on this? The best thing to do is to just not expect it whatsoever. Take full responsibility for you and your business. Don't count on anybody for anything, and make sure all of your success relies on you. I feel like that's the best way to win. You don't want to rely on other people. You don't want to be feeling down because people aren't supporting you. I'm just telling you right now, I'm being honest, it's not going to happen. People aren't going to care as much as you think they are. Completely natural, and it's completely human for everybody in this world to be selfish. Everyone's focused on their own journey. Everyone's focused on what they're doing. No one's going to be putting all their time and all their focus into you unless you're paying them for it. So yeah, don't rely on anyone, guys. Don't expect support from everybody. And the biggest people, the people that do support you, your biggest fans, your biggest customers, are going to be people that you don't know, as they are going to see you in a different light to people that you've grown up with. Yeah, just make sure you guys are very accepting of that. So guys, just had to change location because there was some weird noise going off on my rooftop. The last lesson I'm going to leave you guys with today is to not fade the power of networking. Like, I'm not telling you guys to solely rely on people. By going to places, by coming out to places like Thailand, coming out to places like Indonesia, Dubai, Miami, these big cities and these big countries that have a lot of expats, you're going to be bumping into people that have skills and that have lessons that you haven't faced yet. And by having conversations and by building relationships with these people, you guys are going to pick up and learn many new skills and maybe even find loopholes that your businesses need. This is why we started the 1% network. This makes things a lot easier for you guys to actually network and to meet people within your niches and to connect with many other entrepreneurs that are within our network. We have guys in pretty much every single industry right now. We're almost at 30 members. Things are absolutely flying and are going very well. Bear in mind, we only launched this thing 3 weeks ago. As our product keeps getting better and better, the prices are going to keep going up. So if you guys are interested in joining the 1%, the best time to join would be now, to get in early while things aren't expensive right now. If you think you're a fit for the network, if you're an entrepreneur who's making 5k or more per month, press the link in the description, join to apply to 1%. We look forward to hearing from you guys. Like, my businesses have scaled so much just by coming out to Thailand, connecting with some of the boys that are in the 1%, and it's absolutely fueled me as an entrepreneur. I've learned and picked up so many new skills from these guys, and you guys are going to pick them up too once you join the network. Yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Raw Talk. I hope you've learned something, and if you've enjoyed what you've seen today, make sure you press a thumbs up, make sure you press the subscribe button, and I'll be back sooner rather than later. Thank you guys for watching. See you all in the next one.